As a financial services business, we're required to guard against the risk of money laundering, terrorism financing, and financial crime. To do this, we need to comply with various laws and regulations. As Prepaid Management Services is established in the UK, we are subject to the UK money laundering regulations. But, as we operate in many countries, local AML laws and regulations may also apply to some of our programs. For example, our US programs must also comply with US laws, such as the Bank Secrecy Act and the USA Patriot Act. Some card issuers may also require us to implement stricter practices than others, and they'll often carry out oversight on us to make sure that we and our distributors are doing things right. To help us comply with our obligations, we have AML policies and procedures that cover all of our operations. Know Your Customer, or KYC, plays a critical part in our AML efforts. KYC helps us understand who our customers are and what the nature of their business is. We can then make better judgment on whether certain account activity looks suspicious, so we can stop the activity promptly and report it. KYC must always be carried out before establishing a new business relationship. Before establishing any business relationship with a corporate client, distributor, or issuer, we must verify that the business really exists, who owns it, and whether or not the proposed business relationship makes sense and what controls, if any, the business may have in place to combat money laundering and terrorism financing. It's our policy not to enter into a contract with a distributor or corporate client until due diligence has been completed. This is to protect our business from unknown risks that may not be visible at first sight. For example, if a client happens to be owned by a sanctioned party or is run by someone known for involvement in money laundering. KYC must also be carried out on cardholders. Before we sell a card to a cardholder, we or our distributors must capture and record information about the cardholder in our systems and verify their identity by citing government-issued photo ID or by conducting an electronic identity check. The only exception to this are our gift card products, which are non-reloadable, have low limits, and do not offer access to cash. Once we've onboarded a corporate customer or cardholder, we need to monitor what they're doing and whether what we see matches what we know and expect from them. AML transaction monitoring allows us to promptly identify, prevent, and report suspected money laundering, terrorism financing, and other criminal activity. We are required to submit a Suspicious Activity Report, or SAR, to the authorities or the card issuer where we have reasonable suspicion that the sale, load, reload, or use of a card may be related to money laundering, terrorism financing, identity theft, or any other illegal activity. All staff must report suspicious transactions or activity to the compliance team. You must never advise a cardholder that a suspicious activity report has been or will be lodged. This is called tipping off and is prohibited under the AML laws. Do not share or discuss the information with anyone else either. Failure to comply with the law on tipping off could make you personally liable to criminal prosecution, which may result in substantial fines and even prison. So, what needs reporting? Money launderers can be very creative and may use many techniques that constantly evolve. But in general, if something seems odd compared to what you'd normally expect, please report it to the compliance team and tell us what triggered your suspicion.